right. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you back to the Senate. So how's that going so far? Yeah, it's on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Are we recording? All right, go ahead.
Well, it's an honor to have been appointed by the governor to rejoin my colleagues in the Senate, taking Senator McCain's place. We're trying to carry on some of the projects that he had going before he passed away.
Okay.
And of course, there's a lot going on here before the end of the year that we have to accomplish.
All right, so obviously we're here for the technology at the port of entry, the pedestrian building.
Right.
We do see fluctuating numbers of apprehensions at the border. So how is this kind of leading the way in improving border security, public safety?
Well, this facility that we're just dedicating here today is going to help, first of all, process a much larger number of people in a shorter period of time crossing the border. When you've got the number of farm workers that you do coming every day from Mexico to the United States and back again, you need to have a facility that can accommodate a lot of people. And when they have to stand in line for hours before they can even get to the buses and get to work, and after they've spent a long, hard day working in the fields to come back, they don't want to have to stand in line all that time. So this facility will really help the folks who are helping to provide all of the produce here in Yuma County for the rest of the nation. And of course everybody else who crosses the border as well, but that was the primary thing I was looking at.
And it helps the economy as well.
Oh,
with,
sure.
You know, adding to San Luis and Yuma County. So also I wanted to talk about those migrants released from custody in our area. And I saw that you and Senator Flake wrote a letter together. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
We did. The mayor of Yuma contacted me and said that the community is just not big enough to accommodate a large number of crossers who, if they came all at the same time, would just overwhelm the community, and wondered if there was anything the federal government could do to deal with that. Well, we had a hearing with the Secretary of Homeland Security the next week, and I asked her in that hearing if she was aware of the situation here, and she was generally aware, but she agreed to provide more information, and especially said that she would follow up with my inquiries. And one of my questions was, is there anything the federal government can do to help alleviate the burden on the community if large numbers crossed? And hopefully we'll get that information from her. I would hope there's some things the federal government can do. But the NGOs have really stepped up and they've helped to take care of people. But there's only so much they can do if you get a very large number of crossers. She'll be here tomorrow, and you can ask her if she's gotten any new information on that.
Very good. Good to know. I didn't know that she was coming. So. Surprise. And I wanted to ask you more about the back and forth between McSally and Sinema, who might join you in the Senate. What do you make of all this, and does it affect your working relationship for them in the future?
Well, I've worked with both of them. Obviously, they're both members of the House of Representatives, and when I was in the Senate, it was before they had been elected, but I did some work in Washington, D.C., and so I know them both. I've worked with both of them. You need to know that as a Republican, I support Congresswoman McSally. I think one thing people may not know is she actually worked for me when she was a major in the U.S. Air Force. They selected, I believe it was 7 people to have a special assignment on Capitol Hill. And she selected my office and we selected her, so she spent a year working with me in my office on national security matters, and I got to know her then. She's a very energetic, very effective person, so I support her. One thing we can be proud of is the fact that Arizona will have its first woman senator, regardless of what happens in the election.
Right. Perfect. And any plans to stay longer than expected in the Senate?
Well, I'll discuss that with the governor. My family and I are really honored to be able to serve the state again. How long I continue to do that, again, will be kind of a matter between my family and me and the governor, and I'll be visiting with him about that later this year.
All right, anything you want to say to the residents of Yuma County?
Well, just the fact that I'm back on duty again. One of the reasons I wanted to get here as soon as I could. We've been in Washington dealing with a lot of the business of the country back there, but as soon as we got the break to come back home for the election, I tried to set up meetings. We were in Tucson yesterday. I'll be in Flagstaff in a couple of days. But I wanted to get to Yuma right away. This community has always been very, very good to me. They've been supportive of me politically, but more than that, have been real friends. And I just want the folks in Arizona to know that I'm back on duty. And if there's anything I can do to be supportive of them, just let me know.
All right, Senator, thank you so much.
You bet.
I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Okay.
mind if I get a picture?
Oh,
Actually,